Okay, so let's build a little more curtain wall. So I'm going to grab my wall tool, which is already set for the curtain wall we're drawing. Grab the outside edge of this here, and we'll pull that back, making sure we're at 90 degrees. And it's a little bit sloppy in its responsiveness, just because we're building that more complex curtain wall. I'll just pull this back. I was going to go for 12 feet. There we go. Oops, missed it, but that's close enough. And it will pull off in the other direction here, 90 degrees. And now we have an inside and outside condition. So appearance-wise, it's clear that the inside corner is not as critical, but that outside corner is a bit problematic. Now, one of the things I probably didn't do right here, maybe let's just give this an overlap. So let's go to the, pull this tab over here. I didn't mean to pull it off. I guess I'm going to leave it alone. Let's go up to the top corner here, and I really want these to overlap. So I'm going to pull this back to this point, and I'll pull this one back. So we have a little bit of an overlap. And let's go back to that 3D view of our wall. So now we're going to look at using that void extrusion tool. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a tile here, tab in. I just needed to get one of them so that if I go select panels along the vertical grid, they'll all highlight. And then I can go along and unpin them. And then we're going to just, I think it's, that would be maybe a left corner, and I'm not sure how I wrote that nomenclature. Let's apply it. So that's a left inside or outside corner. So we have that mitered on one side. And now I'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'll grab that one, select all panels vertical along the grid. We'll go ahead and unpin those. And we'll now make that a left, I forget what I did, the right corner. All right, and it looks like that we're not quite mitered up properly here, so I'm gonna go back to level 1 and see what's going on. It looks like we're, I need to pull this out until we're to that point. I think it's really important while we're in this view is to notice now how we can see that actual miter and that continuation of the gap. And one problem we have, if we go back to the 3D view here and I turn it off, is that we have these extra parts showing. These are clips that would have to be pulled back. And so for the BIM modeling, really what we just need to do is get rid of those parts. So if I was to once again get in here and select a panel and grab all of those in the vertical grid, and I can turn off show parts. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. I'll try to grab it here. Boy, that's a little, there we go. And we'll turn off the show parts. And now all of those elements are gone. So it's obvious that the technique here for doing the inside corner is exactly the same. It's important, I guess, for you to know why this is so critical, I guess, in this kind of idea of modeling accurate curtain wall systems. Since, but if you zoom in here, you can really see what the detail looks like. If I do a little bit of rotating here, you can actually see how you can start to see a little bit of the reveal or the gap. And the extrusion openings through here. But this is typically what a terracotta miter joint would look like. And the only difference is that there would be just a little bit of a flattening. You wouldn't actually have this kind of a razor edge here. But this is a very accurate depiction of what would actually be constructed. And so it, I think, really useful and informative in the design and development phase. So if you understand that concept, you could actually just fast forward the tape or move on to the next one. But I'm going to re-demonstrate that doing the inside corner here. So once again, select a tile, select all, oops, I must have lost my tile again. Well, we've got an extra little tile sticking in there, and that's going to be a problem. So I'm just going to, for the sake of this, I'm going to just move this out a little bit. So we have a full tile showing there. And I'll grab in, we'll do this side first because it's showing up. Select panels along the vertical grid. Unhighlight them, or unpin them, excuse me. And that's going to be an inside right. So we've got that miter. And you'll notice how this isn't extending all the way into the other one again. So once again, we'll go back to level 1. Get this to kind of behave properly. Back to our 3D view. Tab. Select all vertical. Unpin them. And in the inside corner, that part is probably just going to get eliminated. So that'll be the inside left now. And there we have a nice clean internal miter all the way through to actually kind of an issue here, the drywall. So you might want to correct that void extrusion element there. I'm also noticing that these still got the parts extending back out. So we actually need to get rid of that final part. So I'm going to come in here and tab, select all of those in the vertical, hide the parts. It's funny, I had the one high. Oh yeah, that is right. And then I'm going to grab these. Try that one more time. Okay, so now we have both the inside and outside miter. This is a time for the kind of issues of design detailing of a curtain wall system. You can adjust these mullions. Obviously, if I was to say make this, I didn't like that shorter thing and I wanted to make this panel smaller, I could come in here and adjust that mullion line if I unpin it. And so we have all kinds of flexibility now to control this grid line to make sure all of our panels are equally in length and create a nice pleasant appearance to our panelized system. So we now know how to make different styles of panels. We know how to do inside and outside corners. And the next thing I'd like to start introducing us to is to place a window into our panelized system. And we'll pick that up on the next clip.